Nation? Boom, boom, it's Wednesday. There's those lovely sounds of my voice getting you out of bed in the morning. It's Rest and Recovery Wednesday. We got a special guest today, Nation. Adam House, Sr., joining the lab. Who's Adam? You got to stick around for a few minutes to hear about Adam. Dude, the guy was a professional basketball player, then he bought the team. Yeah, true story. You go from playing on the court to cutting the checks. Adam House joining us for the first 30 minutes of today's show, and we are going to get into this, Nation. Bouncing back after losing your job, lessons from successful entrepreneurs. I was one of them. Yeah, lost my job. So I had to resurrect and battle identity syndrome and all that stuff. We're going to get into that today. Rethinking mindset. What happens when you transform from an employee to a solopreneur? And then, of course, we're going to get into some more lessons with Arnold Schwarzenegger. I got a big headline dropping at the bottom of the hour for Marty and John. And I know that they are squirming in their seats. I know they're squirming in their seats, wondering what I'm going to say at the bottom of the hour, Nation. And if you can read between the lines, if they are squirming in their seats, they might be squirming once I drop the headline at the bottom of the show, and I can see John is smirking there, wondering what the hell Bilous is going to drop at the bottom of the hour.
Well, let's remember, I'm not the squirmer, you know. Marty's the squirmer, you know. I settle in real quick.
Is squirmer the right word?
Are we talking tops and bottoms already? 3 minutes into the show at 8 o'clock Eastern time.
Oh, Marty, I don't know. He was using the word squirm, so I just jumped on board.
I don't know. I've never squirmed in my life. I don't even know.
We're gonna welcome Adam House into the lab here because maybe Adam knows what I'm talking about when it comes to. I don't think Adam knows when it comes to talking about squirming. But the bottom of we're gonna wait till Adam leaves the show, and then I'm gonna drop the headline about what's happening when we're squirming. Adam, thanks for joining us on the show, man.
Now you're making me feel like I got to stay on longer. I see what you're doing here. I told you I only got 30 minutes, and now I got to stay on longer. So whatever you guys have in your coffee, I need to make that because there's a lot of energy here.
I think Keith puts creatine and sugar in his coffee.
Creatine and sugar. I'm a 5 a.m. guy. I already hit the cold plunge. Start every
There we go.
Nice.
There we go.
No. I don't know that Anderson, Marty, and Bilous, we don't do the cold plunge.
Hold on, Adam. Is it? Are you cold plunging because you're a cold plunger, or is that just because it's cool now? That's what everyone does now.
No. I've been doing it for probably about 15 years, so I'm way ahead of the game.
All right.
What's hilarious?
We can go with that.
We're gonna get into entrepreneurs and all these guys talk about like their morning routines and stuff. Like the only ones that are doing that now are the ones that have exited a company. When I was building my first business, I was freaking broke. The only cold pull I was getting was out of the freezer. So these hour and a half long morning routines are just insane. People do. That's time working.
We're talking cold plunges here first thing in the morning. Mornings in the lab. Keith Bilous, C. Marty Fit, and of course the incomparable John Anderson. Because you know what, Nation? If they're talking smack, Johnny, you're on the right track. I dropped that hook, Marty, into my social feeds 2 days ago, and it has just taken a life of its own on across the social platforms. Old to Anderson with the sound bites here. So and then we got Adam House joining us for the first 30 minutes, and of course I got the hook, so Adam might even stick around after the 30 minutes. But boys, Anderson, Marty, like this dude here, he plays basketball, and he's like, no, I'm not satisfied just being the player. No, I'm going to go and buy the team. I'm going to be the owner of the actual basketball team. So we're going to get into the conversation with Adam about that. Adam's a serial entrepreneur, a resilient leader. He's a seasoned entrepreneur with 27 years of experience, Anderson. 7 successful ventures, not 1, not 2, Marty, not even 4, 7. He's been through the ups and downs of the business world, spending 80% of his time, we're going to ask him about this, in the valley. The tough spots that build the grit. And John, I'm sure you know about that, Marty, those spots in the gym, the valley, right? We're going to, Adam's all about global impact and empowerment. Today, Adam is dedicated to making a difference worldwide. He's on a mission to inspire entrepreneurs to embrace their struggles and keep pushing forward. And he's doing that, gentlemen, with an awesome platform. I'm a fan, House of Bricks. Very cool. Adam House Sr., got a company called the House of Bricks. And you think about the House of Bricks, building successful businesses, building successful humans, gentlemen, is all about the foundation. right? And how he is drinking that coffee. He's a business advisor, a mentor. He brings real world experience across multiple industries. He helps others tackle real business challenges. Adam House is all about helping people succeed by staying, gentlemen, the R word, by staying resilient and true to themselves. Adam, there's the intro, man. Did I do a good job writing it up?
Dude, I'm going to have to get my wife to come on to give my introductions. I think she has a different story. So, but she's made it 21 years with this guy. So you hear all those shifts and changes, and got 4 kids, 4 boys, 3 teenage boys, and an 11-year-old going on 25. So all that, it sounds real great, right, when we introduce ourselves, but real life happens in the in-between. You know,
Yes.
we have kind of shifted our mindset of, you know, building a resume, and I've shifted to be more legacy focused. So I'm writing my eulogy, right? How do I want to be remembered? Not what do I want people to see on LinkedIn? Because anyone can look good on LinkedIn, right? It's crazy, but you know, I'm more interested in what people are going to say at my funeral.
Yeah, it's funny. It's funny you mentioned that because we were talking about that yesterday. Arnold Schwarzenegger we've been going through his 77 steps to live a better life, and he talks about that too often. Adam, we wait as human beings until somebody dies until we celebrate them, and he's like, no. Pick up the phone now, celebrate somebody now. So, you know, John and myself, Marty, we're spending today yesterday celebrating people. Speaking of, we got somebody tuning in for the first time, guys. Let's give a warm welcome to Jenny Sukkot. Boom. Good morning,
Jenny.
Good morning, Jenny. So,
Jenny.
guys, I met Jenny in the LinkedIn feed. She's been coming knocking on my door. She is a human that preaches kindness first. You know, I can tell she's drinking the same Kool-Aid as a business athlete that we are here in the lab, where we build business athletes. So, Jenny, thanks for joining here on the show this morning. And, good morning back, gentlemen, from Jenny. Appreciate you coming in. And let's just do a quick check on the horizontal stream. We do not have Marty. There's no future. There's no future there, man.
I hope
Well,
he's
don't
getting
we?
some
It
sleep,
looks like
man.
we're not making any sport bets today, then, huh?
I guess so. Adam, we have a wonderful recurring visitor from the future. His name is Enzo. He joins us from New Zealand every single morning, where it's actually tomorrow. And today he's absent, so we're wondering if he's stuck in the clouds somewhere in the future there. But we do not have an Enzo today, but we do have Jenny joining us here, as well as a bunch of other viewers. And I invite you to subscribe to the channel. Mornings in the Lab over on YouTube, X, LinkedIn. Come join the conversation, 8 o'clock Eastern time. So, Adam, let's keep chatting about yourself. So you have, what you say, 4 boys? Like you're creating your own athletic team.
It wasn't on purpose, you know, it's just being irresponsible. We ended up with 4 kids. So if I need to explain that, then maybe I'm on the wrong show. But
Being irresponsible.
yeah, I guess, you know, my family, we only make boys. My dad had 4 boys. My brother's got 2. I've got 4. My wife said, why didn't you tell me that before we got married? Who thinks about that, right? Like, wait a minute, you know, what kind of babies am I going to make? You know, so yeah, but we got 3 teenage hockey players. So that's my full-time job outside of building companies, is being a hockey dad. But I love it.
That's awesome. That's funny, gentlemen. Marty, Johnny, when I met Adam a number of months back, we were chatting and we were talking just offline here. And I said, Adam, I suspect you're one of those guys that's seen the rink. He's like, oh yeah, I'm a hockey dad. I just live in the rinks all the time. That's what I do. And we talk about those moments in between the moments, right? But Adam, let's weave into the entrepreneurial side of your life and your journey here. So I am fascinated by the fact that you are a pro athlete, and then you ended up becoming the pro owner.
Yes.
Well, let me just correct that story a little bit.
Okay.
So we talk about, and we're going to talk about the Valley today.
Yeah.
How I ended up in the Valley was a lot different than other people. Okay. I ended up in the Valley by doing what every entrepreneur wants to do, which is what? Exit a company. So you get most of your endorphin rush on the climb. We all talk about enjoying the journey, right? But I also tell people you may be on the wrong road, so you're going to be miserable the whole time. So you got to start with like, am I at least climbing the right freaking mountain? You know, it's like people that go to the gym, they work out every day, beat the crap out of themselves, but they have no results because they don't have a strategy, they don't have a plan. So first advice is make sure you are climbing the right mountain. Just because you're miserable doesn't mean you're on the right path. And so I sold my first company when I was 25. And then started a mobile technology company that was 18 months to get an exit, and sold that for 30 times revenue to Akamai Technologies. So I was 32 years old, and my wife says to me, Adam, if you don't do something you love, you're going to regret it the rest of your life. So I played basketball in high school, a year of college. And I said, well, why don't I just try to be a pro basketball player? So I did this at 32 years old after not playing for a decade, and ended up making the Rochester, New York Razor Sharks, which was, it's real basketball. I mean, we'd get 5,000, 6,000 people at every game. And the players on the team were like, who is this, random? I'm a white guy. I'm just going to say white guy. I don't know if I can say I'm white.
It's okay to say it here.
All my friends are athletes. I'm white. Okay. And so, I ended up making the team. They're looking at my resume, and they found out I had this tech background. The word got out to the coach and the owner, and you can go on YouTube and watch the interview, but the coach was like, or the owner calls me. He's like, what are you doing the rest of the day? Practice is an hour and a half. Like, what do you do the rest of the day? And I was like, I take my kids to the park. He's like, get your ass in here and help me run this team. So he made me CEO, co-owner, and player. So it was all in this. I was the real life Jackie Moon. If you've seen the movie Semi-Pro.
Yeah.
Whoa, that's crazy.
Yeah. So, but the coach came out on the news and said, Adam can't buy minutes for me. I don't care how much money he has. So I got limited play, which was still a lifelong dream to play basketball. You
could have changed that, man.
I should have. But hey, I'm a guy that wants to earn where I am, right? Even in my current business, I'm doing my own social media. I'm running the community. I'm coaching clients. Like, you got to do the work first as a leader that you want other people to do, because that's the best form of leadership is self-leadership, right?
Yes, 100%.
We talked about that yesterday too.
We did, yeah. We leaned into that whole idea, Adam, and Elon talks about it in a recent podcast where he's like, yeah, I need to learn how to do the cabling and the programming before I can expect Adam House to do it. And Adam, let's lean into that for a moment, because many entrepreneurs, especially maybe guys like yourself or myself who've achieved humble Canadian here, a level of success where others aspire to be. It really is, Adam, isn't it, about rolling up your sleeves and just digging in and getting in the kitchen and making the pizza. Adam, lean into that for a few moments about getting into the kitchen, learning how to make the pizza, so that when you leave the kitchen, the chefs and everybody else knows how to make it. But more importantly, you know how difficult it is for them to make the pizza and the troubles they have. And I think we often get disconnected from kind of the valley. Can you lean into that for a few moments, Adam?
I can, but talk about doing everything yourself. I don't have my audio guy here, so I need to plug in my computer before it dies. So this is real.
Yeah. No, keep doing that. So while you're doing, Adam's stepping off to plug the computer, and Inam, I'm having. So listen, dude, I'm just going to be frank with you, Inam. I struggle to say your name, and I want to say Inman, and yet it's Inam. So I'm gonna get it right. Inam. Inam Ullah Khan, you are one of our awesome viewers tuning in every single day. He jumped in and says, "Hello, motivator Keith, Coach Marty, and Sir John." Dude, Marty, how does John join the show last and he gets the sir?
It's a vibe, brother. There's no answer for that. It's when someone walks in the room, they're compelled to call me sir.
He's a grandpa, bro. You're just a dad. Step your game up, man. Tell Bees to get to work, man. Tell Bees to hurry up and grow up, man.
I love it.
So
I think hold on. I think Marty's just a little twisted up that he was a fitness guy. Then I came on the show. I've been doing fitness longer than he's been alive.
Hey man, I'm still getting called coach. You getting recognized as the granddad. I'm getting recognized as the coach.
Well, and we all know that the coach with the most wisdom is the best coach.
I'll give you that.
Boy, we got it. Oh, and we got Fly Fisher coming in with says, Fly Fisher says, any man that is that age. Well, did you know Fly Fisher, John's ancient? So John says he's my age, 52, but I think John's 152, and he's still in that kind of shape. You deserve to be called sir. So of course we have Anam anointing Sir John with Sir John and Adam. Anam is really happy that you're here on the show as well this morning. But you got your computer plug in. Let's keep digging into this idea of when you're the boss, when you're the leader, you're actually employee number one who needs to roll the sleeves up. Why do so many entrepreneurs forget that, Adam House?
Well, first of all, most solopreneurs are overqualified or underqualified for that position, right? It's just, they think they want to start a business and think people are going to do stuff for them. I mean, it's the biggest myth there is.
Yes.
You've run companies before. It's not laying on the beach. I mean, you're connected 24/7, and that is what leads to that valley experience, because the business becomes your identity. And then people take that away and it's like, okay, now I'm in the valley. But in the valley is where you gain the strength to climb the next mountain. So you've got to surround yourself
with
the right community and who's at the top of the mountain you want to go to. So find an advisor, find a mentor. There's a universal law that when someone accomplishes something, they can lead someone else there. So on social media, you got all these experts telling you what to do. Well, they've never done anything. Go look at their, like, Google them, right? Google someone that's on LinkedIn. They don't even exist, you know?
Yes.
Nope, nothing before being on LinkedIn. So find a mentor that can lead you to where you want to go. But be prepared in the valley. Surround yourself with community, people that want to climb a similar mountain with you. And that's how you gain that strength. Because a lot of people waste their sorrows. They waste that valley experience. Poor me, poor me. But you're gaining strength. You go to the gym, you want resistance to build muscle. Well, there's no resistance at the top of the mountain, right? It's in the valley. So, that's just been my mindset, really, for the last 27 years.
It's exceptional. Marty, John, throw some questions at Adam.
Oh man, I love what you just said. It's like that challenging time. It's like that chaos period where things are not easy, things are not right, and going through challenges like that is what allows a person to do what they wouldn't do when they're comfortable. We talk about that concept a lot. When you're uncomfortable, you're willing to do the things that you wouldn't do. It is, as an entrepreneur, kind of lean into talk a little bit about that. Without that, to be able to harness that to turn into something great.
Again, you need people around you. You need a community and a mentor, and it's really just a mindset of choosing to use every experience for you. It's what we talk about in the House of Bricks is life's experiences are like bricks. You can carry them with you and they're heavy, or you can lay them down and build a strong foundation. So you had a bad experience, can you turn it into a competitive advantage, or are you going to, carry it with you and continue to go down that spiral? So it's a renewing of your mind every morning. I mean, we're all human. We're in a fear-based society. So it's up to you to control your mind, because that's the one thing you can control, is how you respond to things. It's not what happens to you, it's how you respond.
Yeah. Hanging out with Adam House for the House of Bricks this morning, 18 minutes after the hour here. Mornings in the Lab with Keith C., Marty Fit, and John Anderson, the only morning show you need to get your ass out of bed every single day. We help you prevent the snooze alarm. And we got a question coming in from our audience. Jenny's joining in. Adam, question for you, my friend. What if there aren't any mentors in your specific field? Can you still find a mentor who has built a company with similar values instead? Great question, Jenny, for Adam.
That's probably the best question we'll get today, right? It's if you look at my background, I didn't have experience in any of the businesses that I started. Mobile technology, I'm not an engineer. Healthcare analytics company, I took from a napkin to the NASDAQ. It's now publicly traded. Building a community, I've never built a community before. So find someone that aligns with your values. That's the most important thing, because you can climb a mountain and lose your integrity along the way. So you want to check out who they are. Just because they're on the top of the mountain, that may not be a mountain you want to climb. So start with the values.
Yeah, start with the values. That's a good one. Good time. Good morning. Thanks for joining us here this morning. Good time was a new viewer to the show yesterday.
I wanted to throw a question in when you get a chance, Keith.
Yeah, Marty, coming back to you in a second. Good time joined us here yesterday. Our first, Good time. You joined yesterday. And first of all, I called jokes. I thought you were bitching and complaining, but I was like, no, I'm having a bad day. So I'm hopefully good time. You had an awesome day after you ended the show with us. And I appreciated your comments coming in on our shorts and on our content yesterday. We only can do the show with people like you tuning in. So good time. I thank you for joining us today, and I'm appreciative of you being a fan of the show here. So, and then Jenny comes back in with this, Adam, fantastic. Keeping integrity intact is so important. Thanks for the advice. Marty, you had a question for Adam, my friend.
Yeah, I was just going to say, so you played basketball in college for a year, correct? Or
Yes.
For 1 year, 10 years later, you got the itch to play basketball again. So I can't help but ask, did the athlete mindset translate to the business mindset that made you, get that work ethic to get out of the valley?
Absolutely. It's the most direct parallel is between business and sports, right? I mean, you have competition, you have to build a team, you have to be okay with failing and learning. So I love to hire, college athletes, former pro athletes. So it's a direct parallel, and it's a great mindset to have.
Yeah, absolutely. We have another comment coming in from Fly Fisher. When you work together as a team, you are all benefiting from each other's strengths. The internet allowing you to meet so many people is the best point in time we have ever seen in history. And of course, staying off the grid's coming up with an oil up. Yeah, that's it. We're oiling up, my friend. And of course, hey, subscribe to the channel, Mornings in the Lab. We want to get you subscribed to the show here as much as we can. We're chatting with Adam House Sr., the CEO founder of the House of Bricks. We're getting into Adam's discussion of his entrepreneurial journey. Adam, clearly, we could have you here for the full 90. We only have you here for 30, so I'm jumping around a little bit this morning, gentlemen. And Marty, I'm really glad you asked the question about digging into how Adam uses experience as a basketball player and turning into business. Adam, talk about the adaptability you've learned from spending 80% of your journey in the struggle zone. And I want to just get a second part to that question. We talk about being in the gym, the grind that nobody sees. 80% of an entrepreneur is in the grind, in the kitchen, in the struggle zone. Dig further into that concept for entrepreneurs listening right now about what you mean when you mean learning how to adapt in that struggle zone.
Yeah, so we've developed a framework. It's called Entrepreneurship Made Simple, and simple is an acronym for strategy, right? You got to have a plan. Am I climbing the right mountain? The I stands for innovation. Okay, so what am I going to test and learn and realize? It's not about doing 1,000 things half-ass. It's about doing a couple things really well. Like, that's how you innovate. And entrepreneurs like to chase shiny objects. I need this tool. I need that tool. Well, it's really about doing less focused, which is where community advisors help. And then the M stands for mindset. So you'll notice I didn't put that at the beginning, because at the beginning we've all got big dreams, but you start in the business, you try testing things, then you need a mindset because your dreams now met reality. Like, holy cow, this is hard. I'm struggling 80% of the time. And then the P stands for patterns. So you got a good mindset. Now you're looking back, okay, what worked, what didn't? And then we're moving into L, which is leverage. Okay, so I have the strategy. I tested some things. Now I got the right mindset. Okay, patterns, what's working or not. And now I'm going to leverage the business. Every entrepreneur wants to leverage at the beginning, and you're leveraging 9 times out of 10 the wrong things, because what you start with is wrong. So it's a compounding problem to leverage it too soon. And then the last and most important is the E for execution. It's all about execution, but again, it's execution with the right plan. So I want to tell every entrepreneur out there, just because you're struggling doesn't mean you're on the right path. So for me, it's using that simple framework of how I approach every day. What am I going to do? What am I going to try? What am I not going to do? What's my mindset, patterns, what's working? What can I leverage? And then I just freaking execute. You got to execute, but it's got to be on the right things.
I like that. On the horizontal stream, we got some comments coming in. Michael Konetsky joining us here today. Yay! What's shaking, Konetsky? Always love to see you on the show. I appreciate your company, man. Cindy Gorman jumping in with, yes, there are many recruiters thinking they are experts and doling out advice that's often misinformed. And yes, Cindy, very cliche. This came back from our comment a few moments ago in the conversation. Folks in the horizontal stream, I apologize that I kind of forgot you here. Mario Hernandez, mentors and community can lead you in the right direction, which is more important than speed in the startup world. Direction equals speed. And Adam, I want to lean into a lot, perhaps working towards a final question here to wrap up our half an hour. I was talking with John yesterday, and John, had me lean into this concept of limiting beliefs. And I don't know if we talk about it enough here on the show, and we're going to lean more into that idea of limiting beliefs. And Adam, you, I think, are the perfect human for us to start this dialogue around limiting beliefs, because you, as a young man, of whatever, I think you're 28 or 32. You're like, yeah, I'm going to become a white basketball guy. I'm going to go and become a basketball player. And I'm not qualified to do this. So there are many humans that think they can't do something, whether it's age, whether it's physical ability. There are many humans, Adam, that have a limiting belief. They go to Marty and they say, Marty, I can't do that, man. They go to John and say, John, I'm not going to do that squat. So right off the bat, there's a limiting belief. Adam, how did you overcome your limiting beliefs to be a basketball player?
I was hoping you didn't ask me this question, because now I got to go right at someone that's misleading a world of people. Okay. Everyone is searching for their why. Okay. Simon Sinek, talking about finding your why. That's created a generation of kids living in their parents' basement at 28 years old playing Xbox. I have lived my life finding my why not. Okay. Why not start a business at 19 with $200? Why not start a mobile technology company? Why not start a healthcare analytics business? Why not play pro basketball at 32 years old? So you got to start with your why not. It's a much faster road, and your purpose and your why actually comes through progress, right? We talked about the simple framework. Whatever you start with as an idea for a business, it's probably wrong. So you're not going to find your why at the beginning. Make progress, and then your why will come through that effort. So you had to do it to me. My first time on the show, I'm calling somebody out. Stop looking for your why, everybody.
Man, that is so powerful, because correct me if I'm wrong, you're saying let's start off with your why nots, and that's going to get you moving, and you're going to find your why in motion. That's basically what you're saying, correct?
100%.
Oh my God, that is like profoundly powerful. And for all of you that are in your parents' basements playing video games, listen up, man.
What's wrong with that?
They're not awake yet. They can't even. Hopefully, this is available on replay. They ain't awake. Or do you think that maybe they haven't gone to bed because they're that screwed up with their clocks? I mean, we've probably got a few of them that are still they're frustrated because they didn't get to the next level.
We're not calling out the non-playable characters right now.
Yes, we are.
we have Cindy Gorman jumping back in here saying, thanks for the mention. I'm enjoying this show. Unfortunately, my phone, I couldn't hear it either, Cindy. So there you go. We are looking.
That was a terrible joke. That was an awful joke.
Well, you know what? It actually, it went.
That was bad.
The audio went dead really for me, so I didn't hear it. So I guess I got off lucky. Come on, man.
Hey, Marty, that's why I'm hiring a producer, man, because I need a writer for the show. Cindy, I'm here in Canada. Johnny's in California. Adam's in Michigan, and Marty's
can't control that. The producer can't control that.
And Marty's in Maryland. So
Maryland.
And then we have Konetsky coming up with It's the Start That Stops Most People. He's absolutely right. Gentlemen, we got 2 minutes left with the man who created the House of Bricks. And then we're going to invite Adam back. I think Adam's going to say, how can I be a co-host on the show with these guys? I need to have a drink of the coffee they're drinking. So, and we got Cindy jumping back with this one. Adam, for you. And what do you guys think of the plethora of people who call themselves coaches? Oh, are we going to get into that at the bottom of the hour?
Everyone's a coach now.
This is so good. I'm going to give you an extra 10 minutes here.
Let's go.
Another call can wait.
Everyone's a coach now.
We're more fun anyways. Exactly. We're more fun anyways, House. We're more fun anyways. Go ahead. So what do you say to that? Everyone's a coach these days. How do you cut through the clutter of who's the best coach around, excluding Grandpa Anderson here?
Yeah, you know what? It's a tough question, because you look at, it's not just people that have played the game, right? Look at, guys like, Bill Belichick. Was he a great football player? No, but he was a phenomenal coach. So it's really not a one size fits all answer. And Michael Jordan himself would say he'd be a horrible basketball coach, but everyone would want to be on the mountain that he's climbed. So I really don't think there's a straight answer. It does just take some due diligence in who you're signing up for. It reminds me of kind of the real estate boom in early 2000s, right? And then finally you go to a restaurant and the waiter's talking about how he's flipping tables, or flipping houses, So I was like, this is not going to last. Everyone's a real estate agent. Everyone's a mortgage broker. So with coaching, I mean, you just have to do your homework. But it's very frustrating for me. And that's why I don't call myself a coach. I'm not going to get on the phone and ask you how you feel and talk every week. I'm an advisor. Like, we tell you what to do, how to do it, and hold you accountable. And if you don't listen, we're not a fit for everybody.
Yeah.
John,
like Marty.
I was going to say too, I wanted to add about the coaches. If somebody's really a coach or not a coach, if they give you some cookie cutter thing that everyone's saying on Instagram or LinkedIn or X, so if they have something different, something they've experienced, something they've done, I think that's a real coach. But so Adam, with the how'd you come up with the House of Bricks community, and can you tell us more about it, what it does for people, and why convince someone they should join that community?
Yeah, well, it's interesting. It's definitely not about Adam House. I just have a phenomenal last name that God gave me to build a community. So we call it the House of Bricks. It's not Adam's house. I never really wanted my name in lights or even doing what we're here today. I was just busy building businesses, competing and winning. But the core of how I started it was just creating a podcast, and it became a platform for people to share their stories of how they overcame adversity. Everyone thinks the climb to the mountain is a straight line. It never is. So fortunately, being a former pro athlete, I was also the chaplain for the Miami Heat. So my first 10 guests were NBA champions, Super Bowl champions. People are like, how are you getting these people on your freaking podcast? Well, I just lived with integrity and character and built phenomenal relationships. Relationship capital is the best capital you can invest in. And they were all happy to get on the show. And then I just saw the interest, and more people wanted to join and learn. And so we've really built something special with the House of Bricks, best in class people, not just entrepreneurs. We have investment bankers, M&A attorneys, solopreneurs, entrepreneurs. So it's a mix of people that have a give first mindset. They ask, how can I help? And who do I know that can help you? And when you start there, that's really how you build the relationship capital. So anyone that's looking for a community of like-minded people, we're a great place for that want to overcome adversity and turn challenges into a competitive advantage. We don't sing Kumbaya every week. We're real, right? Like, what the heck's going on? Why am I struggling? But how do I turn that into progress, into progress?
Yeah.
Or less brunches, more crunches. I saw that shirt. I was like,
hey, man. Hey.
I love Sunday brunch. You're killing me.
Marty, it says less brunch, not no brunch.
Okay, I got you. We're still friends then. We're still friends.
I was going to say, what year were you the chaplain down there?
Phenomenal time. It was Dwayne Wade's rookie year. And then the next year got Shaq. So, I mean, it was just it was incredible through 2006 when they won the championship. So I think D Wade is often discounted in the greatest players of all time. Like,
absolutely
watching him, man, the compete level and a big time player. Don't ask me about LeBron James.
Oh wow! Oh man. Okay. We'll have to have Adam come back for that one.
We're gonna have Adam House coming back to discuss LeBron James on a future episode as long as he's in the lab. Hey Adam, we got a question from the audience here. Fly a Fisher. Adam, do you love what you would love? Hold on. Do you love what you would you love what you do if you didn't? Oh, would you love what you do if you didn't make money from it? I'll answer that first. I've never had so much fun making no money in my life with this show, so I can answer that. But Adam, do you love what you do even if you don't make money from it? Let's lead into that question.
Well, right now I'm paying to work.
Yes.
Right? So I'm a real entrepreneur. So I'm not just not making money. I'm freaking paying right now. Yeah. So that's how much I love what I'm doing. But that's what you have to do to start a business, start a community. And, we'll turn the corner. We've got great vision, great people, and we're getting there. So.
Yes, yes. Hey, and the one and only Nicole, I see your comments there in the feed, and you know why I'm ignoring them? So you can stick around and watch longer. Oh, because I know some of the comments.
We gotta work on your jokes, man.
Marty, I know some of the comments aren't the best, so I'm like, well, you know what? Maybe if they keep dropping the bad comments, they're gonna wait for the good one to drop. And the thing is, we get paid by people sticking around longer. So, Nation, if you want to get your comments read on the air, drop the bad comments. It's funny, guys. When I was building ICUC, quick little side story. I was building ICUC. I had people trolling me all along. Like, yeah, Bill is driving his Tesla. I'm like, yeah. Keep the bad comments coming so I can keep buying more Teslas. Anyways,
that makes sense.
It's true story. Yeah, you want to troll me? I'll troll you back. I come from the world. I built a career on trolls, so keep trolling me, man. I love the trolls. Adam, I appreciate your subscription to the channel. I saw you hit the YouTube. I appreciate that, Adam. Thanks for joining us. Fly Fisher, respect over to Adam, and of course, Adam's jumping with Larry the Lizard Lounge and Tim Kerr. Oh, we're clearly talking basketball greats right now. It's Bird, it's Rodman, it's Curry, it's James. Adam, how's
Rodman?
Whoa. Hey, man, he's a great, but, I'm in Detroit. So I got,
Oh, there we go.
Keith, there's no way you play basketball. With that list you just gave us, that ain't it, bro. That ain't it.
I do not play basketball. No, I'm just reading off the list of comments. We got Keith and John are sitting over here just oblivious to the conversation. We're just a couple short bodybuilder guys who like to go lift heavy things and put them down and look at all the tall guys around us.
Hold on. Did you just include yourself in the bodybuilding and picking up heavy things? Is that what you claimed?
Yes, I just said that, Anderson.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
Nope.
Everybody, let's keep that up. That's a claim for sure. We're waiting to see how that whole thing comes out, how that works out. He's in the chaos period. He's in the valley of that.
No, Anderson, I'm busy curling this, my friend. This is what I curl every.
Oh man.
Yeah, see the guy, the bodybuilder, the guy lifts up heavy things, does not have that within reaching distance.
Oh my God, Fly Official coming in here. Guys like you guys are helping change the world, bringing good insight to the world. People need good insights now more than ever, of course. And yes, the one and only Nicole, we are a happy power couple. Thanks for coming in with the comments. We are the happiest power couple on the show, and good time coming in with some fun and laughter. Adam, I got a final question for you, pal, as we're wrapping it up here.
Yeah.
Is job security overrated? And what I ask about that is there's a lot of people that are like, oh, I got this job, I'm happy with it. I want to fly, but I'm scared because, I might fail.
Oh, good question.
It depends on your mindset. I mean, people do need that security, and I talk about this with all entrepreneurs. Even when they come to me with a business idea, I actually try to talk them out of it at first, because if you're not convinced enough in one conversation, you're going to quit really fast. So you're not ready, right? I push back. They keep coming back. Well, it's like, okay, this guy may have what it takes. So I always talk to people about, recognizing what season you're in life, because there's collateral damage. There's collateral damage to yourself, the team you may lead, the people around you. So are you up for the cost? And I'm not talking about money. Like me, I'm paying to work right now, but my wife knows. She's like, all right, here we go, another business. So they're just aware, but it's communicating with them and understanding and making the time quality over quantity. So really the answer is it depends, and it's just self-awareness of recognizing what season you're in life. It may not be now, but why not now, but why not later? Have the right self-awareness of when to do it. Because I promise you, there will be collateral damage along the way. Anything you earn comes with a cost.
That's a great quote, Adam. The idea of collateral damage. You know what, my friend? What we might want to do, Adam, is maybe we invite our wives onto the show one time, right? Because I don't think enough entrepreneurs hear from the entrepreneur's wife. We don't hear about the collateral damage. We don't hear about Johnny's wife, Terry, following him around as he traveled around the world building his career. We don't often hear those stories, frankly, and those unsung heroes, right, Adam? When you're like, okay, honey, I'm digging in. I'll see you in a number of months or weeks when I'm coming up for air. Or no, we can't buy that right now because I'm putting money into the business. Those things aren't talked about, Adam.
Yeah, and it's real. And I wouldn't be here where I am today. Any man knows that they'd be lost without their wife, right? So
Yes.
She's been a champion for 21 years, and so love to have her on. She'd be awesome.
Yeah, let's do that. And before we say goodbye, Adam, let's jump back to the comments here on the horizontal stream. We had Cindy coming in here we're back to the coaching. I'm not willing to pay any of these people. Most really have no qualification. She also says, who's speaking now? I've overcome tons of adversity. I think we all have on this show. And Enzo, of course, jumped in with, we know you're there, future. Good to see you there as well. And of course,
go to bed.
Yeah, Amanda Hoff. I know Adam, one of your new teammates on your team, who's joining us on the show this morning as well. Amanda, thanks for jumping in and saying hello. And then Cindy closes off with, do any of you know Jimmy Butler?
That's what the kids call me at the gym.
Oh, do elaborate, C. Marty Fitz.
They said I look like him.
Oh, there you go. There you go. We got Adam House joining us here, and of course Jimmy Butler lookalike Christopher Martin. Adam, we're going to say goodbye. I appreciate you jumping on the show here this morning. I know you're running late for your next meeting. A couple closing comments from you before you walk out of here today.
No, I love what you're doing. It's a lot of fun. Love to be back, and anyone that wants to join amazing community, join the House of Bricks. You can find me on LinkedIn, and you can actually Google me. I had success before LinkedIn. I'm one of those guys. So if you're looking for a good advisor and community, I'm not one of those just I have a good LinkedIn profile people. So thanks for having me on, and everyone keep using every experience like a brick and build a strong foundation and surround yourself with the right people.
Awesome. John, Marty, we'll say goodbye to Adam.
Hey, thanks for coming,
brother,
Adam.
I got to say first, thank you
ahead.
for coming on the show. But I got to tell you, you dropped one of the most massive takeaways for people, and that's start with your why nots. God, that's good. Start with your why nots, and you'll find your why. You'll find your why in motion. That was so. Thank you. That was massive.
It was great hanging out with you guys for sure. Keith, keep doing what you're doing. This is awesome. A lot of fun.
I appreciate you, my friend. Good seeing you again, and best of luck with House of Bricks Nation. Go find Adam on LinkedIn, all the platforms. The guy's legit. Trust me, I've gotten to know him myself. He is legit, solid human being. And yeah, the white guy can jump. Adam, we'll see you later, pal.
I can dunk.
Thank you, Adam.
Not today. I'm 47 now, but I could dunk. Okay.
We'll get
Thank you,
out.
Adam.
We'll see you later.
See you. Thank
All
you.
right. What a great conversation, guys. Adam House joining us here in the lab this morning. That was a fun one. That was a lot of fun having Adam join us this morning. Guys, what did you take from that? What did you take from that, Marty? You first. What did you take from that?
Oh, man, he dropped a lot of gems. I love hearing the stories. And, he made a good point when he said there's always going to be some collateral when you earn, There's always like a price to pay. Mm-hmm. And so, that's me being a little younger than you all and still learning and on my journey. That's big to hear. So I like to hear the vulnerability. Oh, yeah. And so that was great. Yeah.
Johnny, what did you take, pal? I know you articulated there with Adam was still here, but other than that comment, what did you take from that, pal?
Yeah, I mean, I'm all about, providing good takeaways for our audience. And he dropped a lot of great things. I mean, he came on here and showed us a slightly different perspective of being an entrepreneur. And the more that people can see all the dimensions, it's not one dimension, it's multi-dimension. If you can start to see all sides of it, you're going to have a better journey. And he was definitely letting us see more sides than what you could find on the internet. I said, guys, I've gotten to know Adam just a little bit, offline here and just through Konetsky and through the LinkedIn platform there. And as I get to know Adam, solid dude, man. He's somebody you'd run into the basketball arena or hockey rink, and you just know that he would be willing to give you all the time in the world, answer questions, help you, give advice. The guy's been in the valley, right? And that's one thing I really appreciate about guys like Elon, like Adam, that aren't afraid to get into the kitchen and learn how to make the pizza. Yeah. Because Johnny and Marty, I've met enough entrepreneurs, and Marty, as I lean back into you and our demographic differences here, can't encourage you enough, man. Get into the kitchen. Never lose sight of the kitchen. The moment you lose sight of the kitchen, you lose sight of the future. Yep. So that's really what it comes down to. And I want to revisit some of the comments we had in from that session. And then Johnny, we'll let you get out of here for a BAPL break before we continue with the rest of the show. And I got something to make you all guys squirm in a few moments. But Anam comes back, and when we focus on one or two ideas and we give our best to it,
We can see results in a very short time, but working on too many ideas at once can make things messed up. And dude, you are so right, man. I have those challenges myself, where the shiny object over there, the shiny object over there, and we chase them along the way. And then of course we have Good Time coming back with a comment. Takes a good year so we start making money with a startup. You're right, Good Time, at least a year. You know, and I'm paying to work right now, so I can relate to all this. That it takes time to get things going. And of course, Jenny will join for that discussion. Thank you, Jenny. And then back to the horizontal stream. Let's just revisit Enzo here. What's going on, Enzo? We're good, man. I see you slept in this morning, but I'm glad that you got to make it for the show here today. But guys, why don't we do this? Let's. I'm going to shuffle the deck around, Jimmy. I'm going to move the chat back up to the accountability check-in. I see Johnny squirting there. I seen him jump in his coffee pot. His coffee mug is done. Johnny's now on to the big water jug here, and I can see that John's moving around a little bit. So we're going to get into squirming conversations. I got some headlines for the boys. We're going to do the accountability check-in. John's going to go to the restroom. Marty and I are going to sit and hang out for a moment, and then we're going to come back and we're going to get into some headlines. I got a few things to talk about with the boys. All right, how's that sound, guys?
Let's go.
Let's do that.
Time for a piss.
That's it. Marty, who invited this guy to the show?
I don't know. I don't know where he came from. I'm not sure. Send him back.
Oh, God. Okay. It's the accountability check-in. I typically do this around the 15-minute mark of the show, but right now we're coming in a little bit later today. Had a wonderful guest, Adam House, coming in. And I got something that I'm going to say right now that you're not going to want to hear. You might not want to hear what I'm going to say next, but somebody has to say it. You're holding yourself back. We have all those doubts. The voice that says, I can't. But the truth is, you can. Damn it, you can. Those limiting beliefs that you have, oh yeah, they're just stories. They're in your head. They're stories. They're stories that we tell ourselves. But those stories aren't facts. No, they're just stories. Those stories can be rewritten. And here's how, nation. Here's how. Identify the belief that's holding you back. And then ask yourself this. Is this belief really true? And then replace it with an empowering truth. Because I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to tell you something right now. Hear me. Have those ears perk up. The only person, business athlete nation, the only person holding you back is you. Only you. Rewrite your story. Rewrite your story. Change your life. Just like Adam House did. What's one belief that's limiting your ability to move forward today? Ask yourself that question. Don't hold yourself back. Move forward. That's the accountability check-in. Today, Mornings in the Lab. Keith C. Marty Fit. Good time popping in here with, yes, you drink a gallon of water a day. Yeah, I know that John does as well. John drinks at least a gallon of water a day. Johnny, how much water do you drink a day?
Probably it's more than 2, less than 3 on the average day.
Dude, yeah, they're going at it. And that's first thing you do in the morning. You get up, get the water going in, and off you go.
Yeah, a liter's going to go down right away. Sometimes 1.5 liters in that first few minutes of being awake. You literally, for those of you looking for a good takeaway, if you have a hard time waking up, get up and guzzle down. Even if it's just a big glass, you'll feel yourself start waking up just from the water.
Oh, man. There you go. There you go. All right. Okay. So listen, good chat with Adam House. We are going to continue our chat here this morning about lessons from successful entrepreneurs. We got some Arnold topics coming in, but I got some conversation starters for the boys. We like to have some fun here. To put things on the table, to add a little bit of humor, add a little bit of context to what's going on. And Enzo, I know you're never missing a day, pal. I appreciate that. You got to keep the streak up, brother. We're going to add a streak award here in the lab so we can keep you streaking into the lab here. But and then we got Adam. John's water's probably laced some protein powder. Is it, Johnny?
No, I don't use any processed foods, including protein powders. I'm a whole, straight, real food guy.
Oh,
yeah. The body. Think of it like this: the body was not designed to digest processed foods. Not that it's not a fuel. Think of it like this: if you took 5 gallons of kerosene and put it in the gas tank of your car, would you wonder why it didn't run well? Of course, you would wonder why. Well, when you put processed food in your stomach, your body's not going to run well. It wasn't designed for processed food type fuel.
Dude, I did not know that. So I'm learning something here. So let me ask you this. Have you ever taken protein powder in your life at all?
Oh yeah, for sure. I didn't understand. It's really difficult to get to the truth of all this because, the fitness industry spends billions of dollars getting everybody to believe that you need this stuff to reach your goals. And it's really good at. And don't get me wrong, there are some things that are helpful when it comes to supplementation. Like we talk about creatine. We're just talking about protein powders. But put protein powders in a category of anything that's processed.
Yeah, dude, I know that. And it's funny because you're right. Protein powder is processed. I just, when you hear it coming from an expert who's been doing this his whole life, you're like, right. It creates that awareness moment. Right. Yeah. So John, you're always leaning into always the food, the meat.
100%. You think like this. If you go back in time, it wasn't that long ago where there was no such thing as processed foods. Mm-hmm. Our food has evolved it's evolved so much, but humans and our digestion has not evolved just a little bit. The evolution of food is 1,000-fold compared to our digestion. So we're putting kerosene in our automobiles, wondering why we're running like shit.
Yeah, no kidding. Some more questions from the audience. I'm going to lean into them, Johnny. We got Fly Fisher. Are you a supporter of the carnivore diet?
I think carnivore diet is a great start. People in general, they need something simple. I'm all about simple. So, like all of these different methodologies that make it simple, like carnivore, perfect. People can make a ton of progress. Then they're going to get stuck. When people come to me that have done carnivore and they're stuck, oh man, we knock it out of the park because carnivore is a great starting point, great platform, but it's foundation, but it's not going to take you to the promised land. Well, let me rephrase that. Promised land, if you got some really high achieving type goals.
Yes. Marty.
I agree with everything John said. I take protein powder and I take creatine. I don't do the protein powder every day. But creatine, there's plenty of scientific studies to show that it's effective, it's safe, and it's something that our body benefits from. But I would say as far as the protein powder, I make sure that 90% of my protein comes from actual food. And that's where a lot of people get messed up when they do take the protein powder. They rely on it.
Yes.
And so like a lot of times my clients, they'll be like, well, I just bought a protein shake. And I'm like, that's great. But we need to change the habit of you consuming actual protein from food sources.
Yes.
I'm sure Johnny agrees with that.
100%. And here for all you guys that are listening to this going, holy smokes, if you take because most times people take protein powder right after training, which after training is when you need the nutrients. And then people also come like, God, I have my protein and I'm not hungry for such a long time. Well, guess what? It's not digesting. Because that protein powder is a processed food is not being broken down efficiently. So if you use a protein powder and you realize that it's making you not hungry, you're at the extreme of, okay, this is not helping. It's hurting.
Yeah. No, go ahead, Marty. Go.
And I was going to say, I agree with that. I've actually changed my protein powder.
Yes.
Not shameless plug, but I'm with First Form. I'm actually sponsored by them, but I was taking First Form before I even got sponsored. But I don't get that bloated feeling with them, so I had to find something that worked for my body.
Yeah. And on that level, First Form, they make their whole brand is based upon being a high quality and being digestible as to where, there's so many cutthroat companies out there that are they're basically selling a macro. Oh, it's 50 grams of protein per scoop. Well, great. Guess what? It's not digestible or bioavailable for the body. So you're selling a number that the body doesn't care about.
Interesting. Good feedback from John Anderson and C. Marty Fit. I got some comments in the stream here that I want to throw in the throw on here, guys. What good time is, the industry's brainwashed the food pyramid. You're absolutely right. And then, guys, Fly Fisher comes in. Do you guys have a system for purchase? We're working on it. Or are you willing to share more of your diet? Working on that as well. Looking at John, hoping his age, he can still look like that. So here's the thing. You can go find the John Anderson on Instagram, on Threads, on X. You can come knock on his door. Come knock on my door. I'll connect you with John. And or if you want to connect with Marty. So connect with Marty, connect with John. But these guys are here to help you guys achieve your biggest goals. So you're on the right show to start your day, and you're talking to the right guys to help you move forward in life here. So this is showing me that this show is working, guys, because we're getting people tuning in and asking questions. And then, of course, we got a good time saying that's what I've been doing. Snacks or protein bars, I'll change that up. Yes, you're right. Good time. John, lean into snacks. Marty, lean into snacks. Put the processed snacks aside, and in 1 minute or less, you first, Anderson, give some snack ideas for somebody right now, like good time.
Absolutely. So you want to stay with real whole foods. The simplest way is to keep some packages of almonds in your pockets. Why do I say in your pockets? Because you never know when you're going to need you never know when you're going to need to eat, because obviously you can be doing something, you're distracted. Also, like, holy smokes, it's time to eat, or your stomach's growling. Is food close by? If you keep some almonds in your pockets, here's the thing. You rarely get separated from your pants, but you get separated from your food all the time. So keep a healthy snack such as almonds, as I recommend, in your pocket, and it's going to alleviate so many problems throughout the unexpected, days that we have in this busy world and society.
Yeah, Marty, advice for you, pal.
Yeah, snacks. You could do nuts. You can do fruit as well. I wouldn't go crazy with the fruit. Try to keep it berries if you can, strawberries, blueberries. And then, whenever I had my situations where I trained, far from home, I just bring extra food. I bring an extra meal, because it's just better to consume actual food, actual nutrients, actual macronutrients. So I'd say do something small if you can, like a small meal, a protein and a carb,
Having food with you is going to eliminate those bad choices when you're out and about, and when the Five Guys or In-N-Out's calling you and you're like, oh, I got some almonds in my pocket, or I got some food in my car. Packing and being prepared is the key. Anderson.
One more little thing on that whole deal is that if you're going to go a step further, like the almonds in the pockets, real easy, don't have to prepare anything. But if you're going to go a step further, an egg, the whole egg. When I say hard boiled, it's only because it's more convenient. The whole egg might be the most powerful single food for a human to eat. It's the only complete protein that we know in real food.
Yeah, the whole egg. We got to get Marty onto eggs, Johnny. And comes in with, I agree with Sir John. Processed food is not good for us. You're bang on, man. All those nutrients that our body needs are present in nature. So why eat processed food? Processed food kills us in a long way. What's fascinating, John and Marty, is that it seems like every couple of weeks we cannot read news or hear headlines around processed food killing us. There's more and more science every single day around how bad processed food is. So nation, could not encourage you enough to reconsider that. And then Fly Fisher leaning in with, Marty's my age, definitely looks good. Trust me, I've seen Marty with the shirt off. But I want to know how John has managed to be a beast at that age. I'll tell you, I'll answer on behalf of John. Good daily habits. One last word, consistently.
Yes, so, and diet inserted into that. Diet is the foundation of that whole thing.
And he sets an alarm 1 minute after he wakes up too.
That's it. So
brother, I got all sorts of high performance things weaved into my life, because that's what it's all about.
I love it.
We want to get 1% better every day.
I love that a lot, actually, Nation. And here's what's great about this show is you're looking at Marty, you're looking at John. Marty's growing into John. Right. So if you're aspiring to live a lifestyle, I can assure you over the next 20 years, we're going to watch Marty grow up into John.
Yes. And you know, I can demonstrate that. That's so perfect. This is so perfect. Marty, hold up your drink for me, brother. Hold up your drink for me. Yeah. So that's where he is right now at 31. This is where he's going to be as he grows older.
Oh, no. I drink my gallon. I'm just
making a joke. He's going to grow into.
Hold on, Anderson. Hold on, Anderson. I got my gallon in the car. I drank half of it already. So when I'm here, I just drink my sparkling waters. I enjoy sparkling. Zero calorie. And when you grow into
being a little bit into when you get released from the playground and you actually get into the game, you'll realize that keeping one of these close by is going to be part of the requirements of.
So that's the nursing home bottle. That's the nursing home bottle.
We can tell Anderson's been on the show for the third week now, Marty, because we got the slayering and the slays are out now, man.
Oh yeah,
we got to get Johnny a button board now for sure.
I mean, if I have to, I'll fall all the way back to whose is bigger. I mean, that's like the final way that I can have the edge in this discussion.
I mean, hey, you got that one, brother. You got it.
So since we're talking about whose is bigger, I think it's time for me to drop into one of the big topics of the day today. As good time is having some laughter here in the feed, and of course, good time is damn playground. But gentlemen, speaking of whose water bottle is bigger, gentlemen. Doctors in Vietnam. This is a true story from Uncle Keith.
Where are you going with this?
It's going to be good. Let's hear it.
Doctors in Vietnam reported a patient's horrific experience of having a 2-foot eel chew through his intestines after the man reportedly inserted the eel into his anus.
Oh, well, first off, you're going to put that thing in there. What do you expect him to do? You know? I mean, shit. If it's pouring rain outside and we go out without an umbrella, are we going to wonder why we got wet? You put an eel up inside you, do you expect that he's going to start eating something? Come on.
It gets better. He not only stuffed the eel up his ass, he then plugged his ass with a lemon.
Oh, mercy.
Because he didn't want the eel to get out. So, on July 27th, a 31-year-old man, Marty, originally from India, visited the emergency department with severe abdominal pain. Duh! Oh. Hey, doctor? Yes, I got a stomachache. Oh, why do you have a stomachache, Marty? Well, I was having some self-pleasuring last night, and I decided to stick an eel up my ass. And then I decided to stick a lemon on my ass so the eel wouldn't come out. And I didn't know it was going to eat my intestines.
Is this, you said this is pleasure? Isn't this this is not self-pleasure. This is self-loathing, you know? Goodness gracious. Even forget the eel, the lemon alone. Holy Toledo.
Well, listen to this. Eels can live in anaerobic, since we're fitness guys here, eels can live in anaerobic conditions for quite a while and can puncture through the digestive tract. So it was living in an anaerobic environment, and that as a result, it needed to get out.
I mean, all I can say is what do you expect? You know?
I mean, if you had to master your domain that bad, you could buy stuff for that. There's things you can buy to handle that for you, and you don't have to put an animal there.
So here's the best part. The hospital's report doesn't provide the man's rationale for what he did, but it does note that young people.
I think we know.
The young Johnny. The young people, 31-year-old guys, men in particular, will try to seek sensual sensations from unusual things inserted into the anus. Here's the thing.
That's crazy. When you're not this 31-year-old.
When you're old like me and Johnny, we just worry about the mastering of the domain. We've left the eels aside already.
I guess I'm old. I must be 52.
You know, I guess maybe I'm just old-fashioned, but that door is exit only. There, you know, that's one of those doors that you walk up and you try to enter it and it doesn't open. You know, it's like the one you're standing there, you're trying to get in and you pulling on it, and then the thing comes blowing open and somebody comes out and it closes before you get your hand on it again. That's what the door is.
Nation, I sent a text to Marty and John last night as I was getting ready for the show, and the note was this: boys, I got a good one for you guys today. You have no idea about. And I said, Marty, it's got nothing to do with mastering your domain. It's all about mastering the front door of your domain. Is apparently what it is.
He was trying to master something.
Well, wouldn't that be the back door?
Oh my God, Adam, my crutch
backdoor master.
My crutch is milk and bread. It's staple growing up in New Zealand. Oh, Adam, you joining us from New Zealand as well, dude? Marty, if Adam, are you joining us from New Zealand? Because if that's the case, I swear we have to do a show down under, because the amount of people that tune into our we got a morning show that actually is the night show in Australia there. But he's like, I would like simple, but meat is so expensive. It's not a reality. I'm down to consuming 6 egg omelets with rice. And then Adam's with
you gotta eat.
Well, hold on. Here's the thing. If you let's give a few tips to lower food costs for people that are having trouble like this. You got to buy
tips. Did you say tips, like the tip of the eel going into the anus?
Yes, except for we're not talking about that.
Keith,
when we're talking about
we're
talking about meat. We're not talking about the eel meat. We're talking about this gentleman that has a hard time buying food. So buy your chicken or your beef in bulk, in frozen, and that'll keep you on track. It'll keep the eels out of your life.
Good time coming in with the vomit face. Fly a fisher. That's some South Park shat. Yes, it is. Good time, WTF. Adam, eels taste good smoked. Yeah, smoked with chocolate eels, maybe. And then Adam's living in.
I don't think that eel was. I think once that thing was pulled out of there, it was probably put in some sort of waste bin.
Poor eel.
Poor eel, yeah. John Lopez is joining in, sending you some love, sending you some strong vibes here. Marty's in the lab. Keith C. Marty Fit, John Anderson. We go live.
Adam's from New Zealand too. You saw that?
I did see that. Yeah, he's living in Germany, but he's from New Zealand now. So this is fantastic, Adam. I appreciate you jumping on the show. We have people from Marty. We are a Germany down under show, it seems like, because we seem to have people joining us from that part of the world here. Yep. But Nation, it's 9 o'clock, after 9 o'clock Eastern time, after 8 Central. We do this show Monday to Friday, 8 o'clock Eastern time. It is our goal to help you guys get your day started. We talk entrepreneur, we talk fitness, we talk athletics, AI, lifestyle, wellness. We build business athletes here in the lab. And then, of course, we like to have fun conversations and fun topics to help you guys going. But Fly Fish drops with one more comment. So let's...
What do you say?
That eel was an asshole in its past life to come back and get shoved up there.
Oh, goodness gracious.
I knew this was going to be a good topic when I pulled it out of the woodwork yesterday. My goal every single day now is to get expressions from Marty. That's Bilous' job. He's like, okay, I got to go get a good reaction from Marty on the show here. So
you're doing a great job, buddy.
Oh my God.
Well, the expression is just the first step. What he's got, it goes expression. And then usually hands will go up as he rolls out of the screen. That's when you know you got the job done.
Oh man, that's awesome. Hey, let's move to this one, guys. So let's move from eels up the butt to some actual helpful.
Yes,
as my camera's setting up here, some actual helpful advice. So, gentlemen, a new study was released yesterday, and this is relevant, Nation, to our 31, 40, 50-year-old audience. How to lower or eliminate your risk of knee arthritis, gentlemen.
Oh, doozy.
It's a good one.
Yeah, first things first is you got to understand the knee was designed to work in a certain path. And if you use the knee outside that path, it's gonna degenerate. Think of it like this. There's different pieces of equipment. Like when they're excavating neighborhoods and they got these massive earth movers out there, they're only designed to be on dirt. You put them on the cement and you try to turn them, it'll blow up the differentials because it needs that. It was designed to only drive on dirt. Well, your knee was not designed to do a lot of this goofy stuff that people are doing, like when they don't know how to squat properly and they're putting their knee under heavy load outside of the path it was designed to use. If you put it back in its path, It'll get stronger. You're good to go. I can't tell you how many people I've helped get their knees healthy again.
And John and Marty, the study shows that muscle mass matters. Doing compound lifts, doing squats, doing deadlifts, doing the big lifts, nation. If you don't want to get arthritis in your knees and you hate to do the squat, go do a squat.
But you got to know to do that compound movement properly. So that being said, I mean, listen, man, I love to help people. You got questions on that, hit me up my DMs and I'll give you some tips on how to do it right, because everybody's different. Don't go watch a video and say, okay, this is how to do it. That's how, for that person, everybody's mechanics are a little different.
Yes. Fly Fisher comes in with a question. Marty.
Yeah, no, I was going to say too, one, our bodies are meant to move. So if you're sedentary, you're not moving, you're sitting all the time, or just standing in one spot all the time, that's going to be a disaster waiting to happen if you don't move your body. And then another thing too, which is controversial, but I'm all for the controversial stuff.
Yes.
Get curtsy lunges out of your program. Curtsy lunges are you're asking for an ACL tear. You know, that's not a natural movement for our knee. You know, our knee is it's supposed to flex and extend, not fully extend, but that's the movement. You know, you adding curtsy lunges and you're adding it with weight, you're asking for a disaster to happen.
There you go.
I know that's not arthritis, but we're talking about knees, so I just wanted to add that in there.
Great advice. I think the key point here is that the study is suggesting, and I brought this up, guys, because we have so many people going, oh, I don't want to go do legs day. Oh, legs day is hard. Or I don't want to do a squat. Or I don't want to do a dead. I don't want to pick up a heavy thing. Okay, well, then don't come bitch to me when you're 60 or 70, you got arthritis. Because, again, we are on the show are about giving you accumulative tips to avoid what's going to happen when you become Keith and John's age.
And one more thing. Sorry. You know, me and John could talk about this type of stuff all day.
No, keep going.
I've seen trainers, like they'll have a client with a knee problem and they just have the client not do leg day or not do any leg work.
Terrible.
Please don't go to a trainer like that. And I'm not like, you know, they might be a great guy. I might know them personally, so it's not a jab at them, but that's probably the worst thing you can do.
True story. Hey, boys, a question from Fly Fisher. Let's keep them coming. Nation, you got questions? Throw them to the boys. Do you guys still do deadlifts? Or is it better to do clean and jerk with weight you can handle? I believe it's better to do multi-dimensional lifts. Question from Fly Fisher. Marty, you first.
Oh, yeah, I'm always deadlifting.
Yeah.
It's a movement I'm going to do the rest of my life. So I'm only going to practice that in my training.
Yeah, I agree. Johnny?
Yeah, I mean, deadlift is something that most people, I've hurt my back. Well, again, it's because you're doing it wrong.
Yes.
You know, so once you learn how to do it properly, it's going to help you for the rest of your life. Clean and jerk, unbelievably helpful movement, but this very technically, you know, it's so detailed. So many people don't know how to do it properly. Once you learn how to do that, I mean, you want to talk about an explosive movement. And so, yes, I still do all of those. But when it comes to the clean and jerk, I want to make sure that someone knows how to do it properly before I'm going to ask them to do it.
Yes. Hey, Johnny, I want to lean into you for a second here quickly because we're of the same demo. You know, I like to pick up heavy things as well. And obviously I joke about I'm not a bodybuilder, but, you know, the idea of the deadlift, if you said to somebody as they're aging, as they're going through the 30s and 40s, Johnny, into their 50s like you and I, the deadlift really is that one exercise that you probably should want to do for the rest of your life, like Marty said, eh? Like it's because it hits so many parts of our body, and it's functional. It's there's so many benefits. John, lean into the power of the deadlift.
There's the deadlift and the squat. There's two of them because these two elements, right? These two exercises, they're compound. So many muscles are working, and here's the thing: they will apply to your life. You squat sitting in a chair, you squat getting up and out the toilet, you deadlift when you're picking a pen off the ground. So these movements that apply to real life, you got to have them. Not to mention every single squat, you got a lot of return on your investments. The key is learn how to do them properly, and these things will help you for the rest of your life. Yes.
All right, nation, we're coming up to the 50-minute mark of the show here. We're gonna excuse John to the restroom break here in one quick second. Then we're gonna get into the creator spotlight, and we're gonna come back and wrap up the last segment of the show. But gentlemen, I got one last headline I want to throw on the table because this is a common one that's always coming to both of you. I know it is, and I've heard Marty's response, and he's gonna play it again. John, yours is gonna come out here. But Business Athlete Nation, you're on your journey to a healthy life, a life of longevity, a wellness life, and you're saying, okay, I just got in the gym, I'm eating clean, I'm lifting, I'm on the right path. Oh, why am I gaining weight? Besides, I thought, John, Marty, I thought I should be losing weight. Why might be I gaining weight despite working out and eating healthier?
That's a great question.
It can mean a number of things.
Yeah, I would say first off, that a lot of times people think that they're eating right. So that with that false premise, they train, they get their appetite increases, they eat more, but they're not eating the right foods. And so basically it causes them to get fat. It's like the person that says, oh, if I can't lift weights, I just get too bulky too fast. No, you're getting fat is what you're doing, because you're not eating in a way to help you do what you want to do. So that's the biggest thing right there. It's the eating habits that are not in place when you think they are.
Yeah. Marty.
Yeah. I'd say it's a couple things. Actually, exactly what John said. You're not eating the right things. You could be eating the right things, but you're not in a deficit, so that you can still eat clean and be consuming too many calories. You could be eating a little too many carbs, and then another thing too, if you're not losing weight, if it's the first month or so of your journey, if you're in the beginning, you can be gaining muscle and gaining more muscle than losing fat. So if you gain 3 pounds of muscle and lose 2 pounds of fat, you gained a pound on the scale. But it doesn't mean you're not making progress. You can still be a smaller, denser version of yourself. So it can mean a couple of different things. But you're probably doing something wrong, or you're probably just early in your journey. You need to just work a little bit more, stay more consistent, stay more disciplined.
And one more thing to add to that. I'm sorry here. The people that are trying to basically lose body fat or lose weight, call it what you will, just about everybody understands the calorie deficit, meaning you're going to have to be hungry. You're going to have to be tired. I'm telling you, if you want to lose just body fat, you can drop body fat and not be hungry and not be in the deficit. I know there's going to be a lot of people that are going to they're going to take a stand against that. But what I said is lose fat, because you can feed yourself in a way where you actually stimulate your metabolism, which will burn body fat for you, and you're not going to be hungry in the process. That's what I teach.
Yeah. And I agree with Johnny there. And what we're talking about is body composition, folks. So what we often get confused about is when we go to somebody like John or Marty, we perhaps use the wrong terminology. John, I want to lose weight. Marty, I want to lose weight. Oh, do you want to lose weight, Keith, or do you want to change your body composition? There's a difference, right? Because a pound of muscle and a pound of fat will weigh the same, but it's going to look different. Yep. John carries whatever he's carrying, 250, whatever John is. 250, 270, whatever John is. But if you imagine John at a jacked John 250 or a non-jacked John 250, the number is the same, but he looks very different. So Nation, if you're going on your journey and you're like, yeah, but I'm eating and I'm training, I'm not losing fat. No, you might be gaining muscle. And if you then start changing your diet, you're going to start seeing the fat peel away and the muscle come through, frankly. So there's a process here. You got a couple guys who are experts on this show that if you need help, you lean into them and they'll help you on your journey. Fly Fisher coming in, guys, with another question. And Nation, I'm loving this, guys. This is an interactive show. Mornings in the Lab with Keith, C. Marty Fit, and John Anderson. We wake up to help you guys achieve your greatest goals in life. So keep bringing the questions in. Marty, John, what's your guys' opinions on magnesium supplements? Is it as beneficial as some people say? John, you first.
Well, here's the thing. What you got to remember first off is that everybody's looking for that magic button.
Yes.
And so there's all sorts of things that are helpful, but none of them are silver bullet. It's okay. This is going to help a little bit. This is going to help a little bit. So is the magnesium supplement helpful? Yes. Is it as helpful as you were probably told it is? Unfortunately, probably not.
Yes. Yep. Marty.
I'm big on getting my nutrients from food. If I go to the doctor says I have a deficiency, maybe I'll go and get a supplement, but I'll really lean into, doing research on that food and research on the deficiency and what foods have that I'm lacking that's causing a deficiency. So, if you're lacking in vitamin D, hey, add some salmon in your diet. That's just an example.
Yes.
But yeah, stuff like that. That's what I recommend.
I like that. All right, guys. So listen, it's 19 minutes after the hour here. Johnny, I'm going to invite you to take a break. We're going to lean in for the next 2.5 minutes into the creator spotlight. So if you want to stick around for that, I invite you to. I got somebody else. I got somebody who I identified yesterday in the stream who is an absolute business athlete.
I'm going to make it through, so you don't have to, you can leave me here.
Cool. Okay, so then here's what we're going to do, guys. So Jimmy, we're gonna lean into this creative spotlight here, and I want to take a moment to introduce this before I pull her up on stream. So, guys, we've been talking about business athletes here over the last number of months. You know, we wake up on this show to build business athletes. This idea of weaving the principles of business, the principles of athletics. You know, it's the ideas of chasing what you hate, embracing discomfort. You know, walking towards failure. You know, these principles that help us be better every single day. Well, guys, there's somebody who's been drinking the Kool-Aid in the feeds. And she's been leaning in, and she's been trying things, and I've been watching her courage come to the front. It's like, okay, well, I guess I got to do videos because people are doing videos. Okay, I guess I'll become more personable and start sharing more of myself and presenting myself of more as a human. So I saw a post yesterday, and I'm like, oh man, this person, we couldn't pay her enough, John Anderson. We could not pay her enough, Marty Fit, to be like the ambassador for the lab. Because when you're like, who's a business athlete? This person I'm going to invite up on stage is the ultimate business athlete because she lives the principles, John, that you live, Marty, you live, and I live, and she's going after it every single day. So without further ado, I love this part of the show, guys, because yes, exactly, Marty, we get to shine the light on So Young Park.
Hey, what's up, So Young?
So Young is awesome.
Young, how are you?
He's a business systems analyst, highly skilled in attention to detail, a business analysis, innovative problem solver, aiming to bridge the communication gap between finance and IT. And guys, she might even be listening to the show right now. So Young, I know you tune in. If you're listening right now, surprise, we got you up on here. But guys, I've been posting content, and she pulled this up yesterday, and she goes, there are 2 quotes from recent posts of Keith that resonated with me. And John, get this one: make discomfort your friend. She says, I'm getting out of my comfort zone by trying new things I normally wouldn't do, like posting videos of myself speaking. She doesn't have confidence in herself speaking. And I'm like, So Young, go ahead and do it. And you know, guys, she's awesome. I'm like, I want to hear more of you, because when somebody embraces what they hate or what they're scared of, I lean into them more. So watching So Young do that has been spectacular. And she goes, it's something I probably will never get comfortable with, but I'm going to keep doing it. And then she says, chase what you hate. You may not believe me, but as an introvert, I really hate networking. Schools don't teach you how to network, so I hated it. However, to embrace the discomfort, get this, guys, she just signed up to attend my first job fair since college, and she's on the show right now going, I said I don't need to be spotlighted. And yes, you do, So Young Park, because you are drinking the business athlete Kool-Aid, and I got nothing but props for you. I'm a huge fan of yours. And now that I know I've introduced you to John and Marty, I can assure you, So Young, they are going to become big fans of yours as well. Because as I said to you,
I'm connected with So Young too. She's good.
She's good, man. She's
good.
In the business athlete mentality. She knows what it's all about, nation. I could not invite you enough to check out her profile on LinkedIn. She's out there doing good stuff, moving and shaking. She's a financial systems analyst. I think she's out there looking for some new work. And So Young, you are welcome on the show any single day. And I'll tell you, I call everybody kid. So Young, you want to come be a guest and brushing up those speaking skills? And you know, what do we talk about, Johnny? Just doing the reps, right? Putting the reps in. Put the reps in. So Young, you come join us on the show. We got a seat for you. You come have some fun with us, okay? So today, nation, today's we have good time coming in with So Young. Congratulations as well. So today's Creator Spotlight Business Athlete Nation is a So Young Park from Greater Boston. Today's Creator Spotlight here on Mornings in the Lab.
Very nice.
Man, I love that part of the show, guys. And you know what we're going to do, guys? We're going to keep extending that into the other platforms so we can celebrate folks on Threads, Instagram, Substack, et cetera, because, guys, Marty, John, without folks like So Young, we don't have a job doing this. right? So folks like that tuning in, helping us build this thing and spreading the information and spreading what we're trying to spread. So Young is one of those folks that are helping, spread the business athlete love. So there's our creator spotlight today on the show. And yes, So Young, you're more than welcome to come back any single time. Guys, I'm going to work towards wrapping it up here. What a great show today. Started off with Adam. It was a little bit of a different show. Marty, we got to see Marty Fit Tip coming up in a moment here. Jimmy, I'm kind of all over the place. I know we did not get to the second topic today. We'll get to that tomorrow. And we did not get to Arnold's tips today, but I want to keep the show within our 90 minutes today. So we'll get back to Arnold's tips tomorrow. We had Adam a little longer than we had expected today. We were very fortunate for that. But guys, let's work towards wrapping it up. Johnny, what did you think of today's show? And then Marty, we're going to come to you with the Fit Tip.
It was great, man. Adam, he brought a lot of value to, that's what we're all about. We're here trying to uncover different methodologies, different tips, different takeaways. And I think Adam really helped us do that today.
Absolutely, he did. Marty, what about yourself, man?
No, great show. One thing I noticed about Adam too, great branding, house of bricks, and then building brick by brick. I love it. Yeah. We didn't give him credit for his branding, but that's brilliant to me.
Let's lean into that, Marty. I noticed it too when I met Adam, and and he said God gave me the last name, right? So I met Adam and Adam House, and then of course his house of bricks. It was it's exceptional branding, and it would be easy not to lean into it. So I congratulate him for leaning into it and building on that, right? And like you said, the house of bricks, and we all know, guys, every great business starts with a solid foundation.
Yes.
Right, and a foundation of bricks is to build a great business, right? So. Yep. I applaud and I congratulate Adam on the business that he's building. And Nation, if you're looking to find him, Adam can be found on LinkedIn. And yeah, Google the guy. And it's funny, Marty, I was laughing internally when Adam's like, yeah, I'm not one of those fake LinkedIn gurus. You can Google me. Because when I met you, you said to me, no, Bilous, you're legit. I Googled you. I was like, I never thought about that. But it's funny because we get so caught up in the gurus, right, on all these platforms that we forget that, let's Google John Anderson. Oh, that's right. Let's Google Marty Fit, right? So before you hire your next coach, Google them.
I'm a master at researching people. So if you need help finding out if someone isn't real, if they're cookie cutter, let me know. I'll get to the bottom of it.
Let's do that. And here's what we're going to do next. Let's do the Marty Fit tip.
I Googled John Anderson too.
Oh, there you go.
There we go. And what'd you find?
Oh no, you're impressive, man. I got a lot of respect for you.
I just want to make sure I was considered legit after your search.
Yeah, you are. And if you weren't, I would have told Keith before letting you join the show.
I love it. Nation, I hope you're loving the dynamic that myself and John and Marty bring to the table. We're keeping things fresh. We're always iterating on the show and trying to make it bigger and better. But before we say goodbye, we are not going to say goodbye with giving you a fitness tip to get your day rolling. So I'm going to get off the stage. Johnny's going to get off the stage, and we're going to put Marty front and center and give you something to consider as the day goes on. Marty, this is for you, my friend. Let's do it.
Get off the stage, guys. All right, we got the fitness tip for today. Let's get into it. Fitness isn't just a task to check off your list. It's a lifestyle. If you view going to the gym as a disruption, you're missing the point. Commit to embracing fitness as a core part of your life, not an obligation. So your approach is everything. If you view it like something you have to do and not something you get to do, like it's a privilege, you're going to struggle. And you have to do it, like a lifestyle. Like I said, you can't just do it for a 30-day vacation. You can't do it for a 30-day challenge. You can't do it just to fit in a dress. It is a lifestyle that's imperative. Invest in your well-being with the right mindset. Otherwise, you're just wasting time and money and energy. Make fitness your lifestyle, not a temporary chore. Embrace the process, commit fully, make it part of who you are. The real results come when you make it a way of life. That's the fitness tip for today.
Today with See Marty Fit. We drop it every single day here on the show. And coming up next week, we're going to introduce John Anderson lifestyle tip. We're going to work with John to give you something to hang on from the wise wisdom of the man himself, the John Anderson. So coming up next week, we're going to introduce a new segment with Johnny to sit down and talk to him. Before we say goodbye, I want to lean into the polls from yesterday into today because I can't have Melissa and Jimmy give me crap when the show's over. So quickly, boys, we had a poll running yesterday. What do you struggle? And I want to lean into this one, John, because we talk about this show often. And I had somebody calling me out on the feeds yesterday going, yeah, but Tony Robbins talks about this. No. Tony Robbins doesn't talk about this like us. We own failure here in the lab. What I mean by that is we are going to help you overcome the fear of failure here in the lab. John, Marty, the question we had yesterday was, what do you struggle with most when chasing big goals? And we gave the audience 4 choices: overcoming fear of failure, finding daily motivation, handling criticism, or balancing work and emotions. What do you think the number 1 was?
God, I'm going to have to say the fear of failure.
Marty?
Same.
It's
Or
true.
balancing work and emotions. That would be maybe number 2, but go ahead.
Interesting, Marty. Balancing work and emotion actually came at no votes at all. Overcoming fear of failure was number 1. So, Nation?
I got to inject real quick. Most people are more afraid of what people are going to think or say because they failed rather than the failure itself. But remember, these are the people that you're not trying to be like. The people that you're trying to be like, they're going to embrace you failing. They're going to say, great job, do it again. So when you think about if you're afraid of what people are going to say or think, who is it that is going to talk? Think about that.
It's so true. And John and Marty, if your fear of failure is literally what you're in the status quo of right now, what are you scared of? Because tomorrow is going to be the same as it is today. So if the worst that you're going to fall is back into the same chair that you're sitting, get up.
You got a 100% survival rate.
Because Johnny,
here?
Exactly. And Johnny, Marty, what happens if you tried and you succeeded instead of failing? And that is something, Nation, that we often don't discuss and invite you to think about. Don't think about the failure. Our body will obviously naturally tell us you're scared, you're not going to do it, Bilous. No. The other shoulder is saying, keep going, Bilous, because you're going to do it. That's the question that we talk about here today. And then one last question for the poll here, guys. Today's poll: what's your next career move? Become a digital nomad, launch your own startup, master a new skill, take a sabbatical adventure. So we invite you to check out the polls across all the platforms today before we say goodbye. And of course, we have some folks coming in with some good time, great show. Good time. I appreciate you. You've been here for 2 days in a row. I got a lot of love and respect for that. Like I said, we can't do this with the humans like you tuning in. So I appreciate you. Thanks for subscribing. Adam, I saw your subscription earlier today. Thanks for subscribing to the show as well. And Fly Fisher, you guys are awesome. Keep up the good work and thanks for the good info. Fly Fisher, thank you for tuning into the show. Because again, if you don't tune in, we have no reason for getting up and getting going. And you know, like Adam's building a house of bricks one by one by one. Keith, Marty, and John are building this show and building this audience one by one by one. We're not going anywhere, so we invite you to come back tomorrow morning, 8 o'clock Eastern time, X, YouTube, LinkedIn, all over the platforms. That's what we do. Mornings in the Lab with Keith, C. Marty Fit, and John Anderson. Boys, we're out of here, man. What do you got going on today, Johnny?
Today is a day off because I'll tell you, my body needs a day of recovery. Day off from training, I should say.
Dude, I like that. I like you said that because you're a man who talks about feeling. So clearly you woke up today, or did you make the decision yesterday?
I pretty much knew. I knew yesterday that it was going to be that I was going to be a day off. But when I woke up today, I realized that I made the right decision yesterday.
Good for you, man. That's awesome. I'm glad you leaned into that. What do you got going on today, Marty?
Get some work done after this, and then I'm probably just doing some cardio and stretching today.
Nice. There we go.
I went hard Tuesday, went hard Monday, so I'm a have a chill day today, and I'm back hitting shoulders tomorrow. So
nice. I went for a walk this morning. I got a little bit of cardio to do today, and I got a big stretch going on today. So Wednesday for me is rest and recovery day, and Wednesday I spend, John and Marty, on yoga, rest, recovery, and just on making sure my body's got mobility and agility linked to it. I lift all throughout the week. Wednesdays and Sundays are the days that I focus on limbering. Speaking of, guys, I'm going to lean into a topic tomorrow. Pilates overtaking the NFL. Guys recognizing the value of embracing Pilates for mobility and agility and longevity in sports. So And Adam coming with the closing comment. Adam, you get the last word, pal. Thanks, Marty and John, for fitness info, and Keith for doing more Reese curls. That's it, Adam. We're going to get out of here. We're going to go and have a good morning, and I'm going to get off and go do some stretching. Marty, John, we'll talk to you guys throughout the day. Great show, guys. Adam House, thanks for joining us. And everybody, So Young, Good Time, Fly Fisha, something Nicole, Inam, and everybody else, thanks for joining the show today. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Let's get out of here.